Alright, welcome back guys. So I had mentioned in one of my other videos, keep a lookout for another segment. So essentially what we've done, we got rid of this big hunk of junk, all of probably 20 pounds, whatever, something like that. I don't know, useless garbage. Because awesome when I talk to them. So hi-ya. Hi-ya. I said hi-ya. Because if it's not additional weight in the back of your Jeep for no reason, then as you may have heard from others, those who do the off-roading, this tends to be, especially that little tip, a great catching point when coming off boulders or any obstacles that you might be climbing over. So a lot of people end up sandwiching that tailpipe tip because it sticks out so much. If not, unless you do a skid plate or something, whenever you come off, a lot of people end up smashing that muffler because it's just this giant freaking hunk of metal sticking out the bottom for no reason. So it does reduce quite a bit of clearance whenever you're coming off anything. So aside from that, maybe a lot of other people who enjoy doing the car show or Jeep show type theme, or mall crawlers, maybe just want something that's more aggressive sounding, they all end up swapping their exhaust out. So you can tell I've already done this. The install is fairly simple, so I wasn't doing a full like step-by-step instructional video, but I will show you exactly what I had to do to get everything off and put back on from this old hunk of junk to the new one. So let's take a look at what we put on. All right guys, so now that we're nice and comfortable underneath the Jeep, let's take a look. So we went with the aFe Power. It is the MACH Force high tuck or high clearance exhaust. So the whole point completely deletes that muffler. Everything is direct bolt on. I had no issues getting it on, nor really getting the old exhaust off, other than it's been on for a while. So little WD-40 doesn't hurt anything. So literally just unclamps from up there. You might have to shimmy, jiggle, jiggle, wiggle, wiggle to get the old exhaust off, because mine have been on there for, you know, a good couple years now. You've got rubber grommet up here that your stock exhaust goes in and out of, and that's where I definitely had to use some WD-40. Pry bar, crowbar, something can help, but there are some holes up here, so depending exactly how big that pry bar is, mine is definitely much smaller width-wise, so it kept slipping inside the hole. So finding a good angle to be able to actually get that pry bar in there definitely helps out, but definitely adds some complication, but not a big deal. WD-40 went a long ways. I was actually able to use my thumbs to help kind of get it started on popping it off, and then afterwards, if I needed to, use a crowbar to help get it out of there. Let's bounce down here. So like I said, you got one right there, literally go straight across. You got another one right here, same thing, WD-40 goes a long ways. I can't recommend that enough. So same thing, you use my thumbs, I popped it off, used the pry bar to help finish actually like getting it the rest of the way off. A whole lot of shimming your old muffler, I'm just gonna tell you that now. So don't fear or dread anything if you're trying to pull it off and it's not coming off right away. That's gonna happen, so not a big deal. Now, as far as this aFe, highly recommend it for those who want more of an aggressive sound. I will tell you right now, casual driving, once you get up to speed and your Jeep is dropped to whatever gear it's gonna sit in, you know, for coasting after that, you hear little to nothing, honestly. So it's great for, I'm not sure about highway, I haven't been on the highway just yet, as I just installed this, but just driving around on basic roads that are like 40 to 50 miles per hour, as soon as it got into that last gear to just coast, you can't hear anything. So it's still fairly quiet when you're just driving, which is great for you need to communicate, you're talking on the phone or whatever. It's not gonna be loud and obnoxious. Hit the gas though, this thing sounds amazing. It freaking just growls. It's robust. Like, to me it's great. It sounds like a Jeep, like it's supposed to. I've got the V6 3.6 liter, so I will do a sound clip. Another video that helped me determine this, because I was stuck between this one and the MBRP exhaust. MBRP has some great sound clip videos of theirs. It sounds similar, but it's not as aggressive in my opinion. And then Mohawk Dave, he's one that I follow on some of his stuff. His video is great. He's got great sound clips as well. So, you know, if you're still second guessing after you see my video, I'd recommend go check his video out and, you know, see his sound clip. He did the install on his as well. So I loved it. It sounded great to me, so I went ahead and pulled the trigger on this one, and absolutely no regrets. I love stomping the gas pedal down, hear it growl, and then coasting and it being pretty quiet and calm. The only complaint so far, now granted this might be because, of course, my bad luck, I don't have the right freaking tools for this, is these friggin' nuts and the fact of how long that is. You do need a deep socket to get this on properly. Now, for whatever reason, I have no problem getting this one on. Everything is snug and doesn't move whatsoever. Might be just this clamp, I don't know. But for this tailpipe tip here, you can tell it's still loose. I can still twist it. I can push it up the tailpipe. I'm just going one-handed here, so it's not that great, but it does, there we go. It does wiggle, it still moves. I'm not sure what the deal is on that. I have cranked that down as far as I can. I do not have the right deep socket size for this nut, is part of the problem. Focus. From whatever little bit you can tell, I've started to round out the nut because it's a tad bigger than what I got. So, to go clarify, I was using, I believe it was 5/8. Yeah, 5/8 deep socket. And it's one of those, it's a hair bigger. 5/8 is slightly too big. A 9/16 is too small. 9/16 typically converted over is like a 14 millimeter. I do not have a 14 millimeter deep socket, or at least I have not found mine yet. But I'm pretty sure I don't have that. So I'm having to double check, look around, see what I do have, and see if I can find the right size and try to retighten that clamp. All right, guys, so wanted to do a little update. So regarding that exhaust tip from aFe, not sure what's going on. There could have been just a slight misalignment, like whenever they were making the tubing and all that, or the tailpipe tip. I'm not sure which, but I had mentioned before we could not get it clamped down all the way, and I tried messing with it a bit. I can verify it is a 15 millimeter that fits 100% snug on that bolt, no problem. But again, like I said, could not get it tightened enough. The tip was remaining loose. So again, not a big deal. That's not something that would deter me from buying this product again, but a heads up, if you end up having the same issue as me, what I did is I had some leftover sheet metal from other projects that I messed with. All I did was this little strip here, I just cut a small little sliver off, and then just use some pliers or something, whatever you can get your hands on, to minor bend, give it the curvature. And what I did to make it easier is I actually went around the outside diameter of that exhaust tip, and then I put the clamp and loosened everything up almost all the way. Put the clamp over top of that. So the shim that I basically made is seated between the actual clamp itself and the exhaust tip opening. Now, basically what we're in hopes for by doing this is it adds an extra little thickness in there and helps put the pressure on there more so that it actually clamps down. We weren't 100% when messing with this if it was something with the actual diameter of the exhaust tip or what, so that was basically our test for this little go around. And what we tried putting was that shim in there, and it did end up working. It allowed for the extra thickness to go between there, like I said, so that as I was tightening that bolt down and cinching everything back down, it helped give that little bit of added pressure because of the additional thickness in there. It's clamped down, it's nice and tight. I shouldn't have any more vibrations from the exhaust tip or whatever. No more movement. I can't turn it. I'm sure if I really wanted to He-Man it, I probably could, but you know, for all intents purposes here, I was able to get it cinched down just fine. So that's my 2 cents advice for you. Exhaust is 100% now. So I mentioned before, now that I've got that fixed, now we got the sound clips coming up for you. Alright guys, so there you have it. There's some clips as far as outside how it sounds. So do a little take inside the Jeep while we're driving, so you can get an idea of what it sounds like inside the cabin as well. But overall, like I mentioned before, I love the sound of it, I love the tone. It can be aggressive, but at the same time be calm still. So it's one of those, like, once you get up to speed, once you settle, like I said, it all kind of dies down, so it's not as loud. You can have a normal conversation and not worry about whether or not you can hear each other. You're going to have noise, obviously, anyways. It's a Jeep, it's to be expected. So I am blinded by the sun right now. So right now we're just cruising about like 35. We're just on a small, like, little back road, so you're not going to hear anything extreme. Once I get up here on the main road, I'll let you listen to it as I open it up and, you know, really put the throttle down. And then once I slow down, you'll be able to actually hear and notice how it dies down, and it's not so loud and so aggressive sounding. So I like that you can get the best of both worlds with this exhaust on here. So overall, I give it a 10 out of 10. Great exhaust. You can be aggressive, but it can be mellow at the same time. So yeah, as soon as we get up here a little bit, then I'll pick back up where we can actually open up the throttle a little bit, let you hear what it sounds like, and then hear the transition of it. Alright, so we got full throttle on that one. So you can hear the changes as the gears change. You can hear the change as far as the tone in the exhaust. Excuse all the bumps and the shaking, extra road noise. Louisiana does not know how to take care of the roads very well, so. But you can hear right now, like, everything's super mellow. Very little drone out of it, honestly. And you can hear, like, when I need to put a little bit of gas in, you can hear the tone kind of come back, but still isn't that bad. I'm cruising at about 45 still, so yeah, there you have it. You got some tidbits as far as the inside of the cabin now as well. So great exhaust. If you're looking for something that's aggressive yet can mellow out and be a little quiet at the same time, I mean, this is perfect. I give it, on a loud scale, somewhere between 5 and 7. You can definitely hit that 7 when you really want to lay down on the throttle, for sure. But at the same time, it's not a straight piped V8 Mustang or anything that is going to be obnoxiously loud and you never get any like mellow tones from it whatsoever. Heavy drone, no, you're not going to get that with this. This is perfect exhaust, in my opinion, as far as those that want an aggressive sound to it but can mellow out at the same time. So highly recommend. Let me know what you guys think. You got any questions? If you want to see anything else from the video, or if there's anything in particular you want to see from the exhaust, let me know. Drop the comments below. So hopefully this helps you guys out. It's a really easy install. So yeah, that's all I got for you. So until next time, look out for the next episode. See you guys later.